Hi guys, Lee at the Superstore Shed. I'm just going to talk to you briefly about primary chains. I've got three here. This is a warm one out of about a 35,000 mile bike. This is an original primary chain out the engine. This chain here is out of a rebuilt engine. We believe it might have been replaced, but the client is unsure. And then this is a brand new one. Now, if you're watching a CBX primary chain video, you probably know about CBXs or primary chains, but basically the primary chain runs off the crankshaft, runs onto the primary shaft, which runs on the CBX the alternator, but it also then runs the clutch and the oil pump chain. So basically, the banging of your engine and the combustion turns the chain, turns the clutch, makes your bike go fast or slow. Now, as most of you know, you've got CBXs. There's a few things that cause a knock on a CBX: carbs being out of sync, carbs not running right, clutch basket rubbers, which we've touched on before, and then finally primary chain. And normally, here we can work out what it is. If you've had your clutch baskets done and your carbs are in sync, your primary chain needs changing. There are different ways you can do it, but in this particular case, we were taking the engine apart. So this is a new chain. You can see it's nice. It doesn't really flex. It makes a sort of sad face. This is our part used chain, which is a bit like this. And then this is our really used chain. Now there's not a lot of difference between the nearly used and the really used chain. They're quite similar, but the difference lies in this. So if you turn them over this way, and this is how we do, we can see this chain is knackered. We were never not going to replace this. And this chain isn't too bad. I'm going to speak to the client. He might say, no, leave it. And obviously brand new chain. But if you hold here and wiggle, there's no movement. Go here, there's movement. Go here, you can see it. And that is the wear in the links. I'm going to just zoom in a minute so you can see a bit better. But this is the brand new chain, and brand new out of the packet. We sell these. We've got them on the shelf if you do want them. So that's the new, and you can see there's a little bit of movement, and then this one wobbles round. We're moving a couple of mil. So there you go. There's a warm primary chain, and just swapping out a primary chain, you can do it with the you can do it with the cylinder head on. You can do it with the barrels on. You have to take the camshafts out, or you can split the A chain, but you do have to take your crank out. We in the shed, once we've got the engine out the bike, we can change a primary chain in about 4 hours, and that's taking the cams out, turning the engine upside down, taking the bottom end off, taking the chains out, taking the gearbox out, taking the chains out. We always check our crankshafts because it's, why wouldn't you? And check everything in the bottom end and then put it back together. So primary chain. So if your bike's knocking and your carbs are in sync and you've done the clutch basket rubbers, it could be your primary chain. Thanks for watching.